Hello, friends. Why books is today's topic. So, I am taking those books which are in my list, which I want to share with my audience. In the previous session, I couldn't complete those 20 books which I was discussing because I got some emergency call in between. So, I have to end the show over there. But certainly, if we can say that why books, which books, how many books, so there are so many questions, or books related to which field. All these things are difficult to answer, but one thing is for sure, that as there is too much loneliness in the world, or people has to be alone at times to come, so individuals can find solace in the reading of books, what I can say at this particular moment. Because otherwise you can have your gadgets, movies, so you can have many things which will keep you busy yourself, and you will not be interacting with human beings. You will be interacting with, you can say, systems. Still, books can give you certain positivity, certain insight. You may better analyze the situations. You can avoid certain negative situations. You can have more courage when you're facing difficulties. So, all these things are the byproduct of reading a book. There is no direct advantage because you will not get any money if you are reading books. And if you're reading books, it's not sure that you will be a writer. So many people say that if you read so many books, why you don't write a book? No, it is not like that, because writing a book is separate thing and reading a book is separate thing. Some writers have not read any book, still they become writers. Sometimes there is a mix of these two goes on. They are readers as well as writers also. But it is not that if you are a good reader of books and you will be writer also. That's not there. So today, first book I have picked up is The Piano Teacher by Alfred Jelinek. So this book you can shift to the second list, because this is something which is having a bold theme. I think this author got Nobel Prize, no doubt, but all the books are having some bold themes. And this book was not available in India. I got through some of my friends from US at that time, when this writer got Nobel Prize many years back. It is. Then there was Albert Camus. Two books I will specifically mention of by this writer. One is The Stranger, the other is The Outsider. So Albert Camus is also a good writer. He has written a book on the plague also, and I think the name of that book is also The Plague. So this kind of disease has happened in Europe a few years back, and this was like this kind of pandemic which we are facing right now. So many people have died during that. So this was written by Camus. My favorite heroine in the West are two, Marilyn Monroe and Greta Garbo. So I find one book on Marilyn Monroe by George Carpaggi. It gives a real picture of Marilyn Monroe's life. There was so much struggle involved in her life. She was having more sad moments than happy moments in her life, because she has to live in other houses, and the time which she was going through was very difficult one. But this book I liked. I read in, I think, in the winter of 2018, and I like this book. Then comes, it is a Punjabi author, Amrita Pritam. Its book is Rasidi Ticket. Actually, this is postal ticket we have, and why this name is given, because when Amrita Pritam told her story to Khushwant Singh, who was the author, died, I think, 2015 at the age of 99. So when he heard this story, then he said that your biography or autobiography can be written on a Rasidi ticket, means it is such small. So the name was taken from there, Rasidi ticket. Then there is one writer, Gurbakh Singh, again Punjabi writer. He was civil engineer during his times, but his life as a civil engineer was total failure, and he lived in America also, and he may have visited other countries. I'm not knowing the detail about it, but he was a failure. And but the book written by Jindagi Di Ras, so I liked that one. That is in Punjabi, so it is stricter to some specific group of audience. May not have English or Hindi translation. I'm not sure about it. Then a recent book by Jhampa Lahiri was Ties. I read in 2019 again. It was good book. I recommend. I've already talked about Jhampa Lahiri books. I liked the style of her writing and themes of on which she writes, and then we know R.K. Narayan, who has written My Days, The Guide, and his brother R.K. Lakshman, he was cartoonist, and his autobiography I read, that is The Tunnel of Time. It is also a good autobiography. No doubt he was not a writer, he was a cartoonist and a famous cartoonist of India, but it is good. Then Lessons in Journalism by George, I don't remember the full name of the author, and that book is also not that much available. So you can skip this one because availability of this book is in doubt. Because when I bought it, there were a few copies available, and the person is also not that much popular, but the book I liked. Then there is one book by Vivan Sundaram on Amrita Shergill. That's also a good book. So Amrita Shergill, you know, she was painter, and father was Indian Jatsikh fellow, married to Hungary woman, and Amrita Shergill died at young age, but she was good painter. Then Dom Morris has written Voices for Life. Again, not available too much, may not be available these days, I don't know. So you can put it in the second list. Then Mohanji is one of the spiritual teacher who was earlier in software business or industry, but when he got enlightenment or he got thirst towards spirituality, then he has started his own Mohanji Foundation, I think, and the book by him, Power of Purity, The Power of Purity. Oh, it is really good book. I can't say about the Mohanji and what are his belief systems or what are his, you can say, likes or dislikes, but the book, The Power of Purity, you can't skip it. It is a must read book. Then Imroz has written book on Amrita Pritam. Book name is Amrita, that is written by Imroz. You can go through this, not that, and it is not a necessary to be in the first list. Take it in the first list, you can put in the second list also. Then good work by Schumacher. Schumacher has written one book which is Small is Beautiful. I have already talked about that book, or maybe talking in the coming session, I don't know. But that book is the one which you can't miss. This is the book if you can have, and it is a bit costly also, and I don't know about its availability these days. So you can go for this also. Then next book is The Childhood of Jesus by J.M. Coetzee. Already told you that South African author Coetzee got two Booker Prizes, and this book is also good. I have mentioned a few other books also, but this book you are supposed to be in your first list. And then next is Meetings with Remarkable People by Osho. He has talked about spiritual teachers across the globe, and this is also a must read book, not available easily, but available on Amazon.com, maybe on Amazon.uk or .ca. Bit costly, but good book. I had earlier copy, lost that copy. Now I arranged one copy because I couldn't be without this book. This book is one of my favorites. Then Life and Teachings of Anandamayi Ma Liplisky. It is a small book, but it has given a beautiful description, written beautifully about the life and the teachings of Anandamayi Ma. I am already telling you that I don't say that read the books if you have as you are associated with any religion, but read the books as they are spiritual books and they are good books irrespective of any religion, because religion is a organized institution. And religion, it is difficult to use the word religion time and again, for me at least, who know what religions are and what religions are doing. But I will like to replace it with another word, that is spirituality or spiritual elevation or path to spiritual elevation. Then a scrapbook of memoirs or scrapbook of memories, sorry, Ashok Chopra. But good book, bit lengthy, but good book, I will say. Then there is one writer, Suchita Malik. I don't know whether she is a wife of a civil servant, or because she has mentioned time and again about the life of those people and their wives, and but Mem Sahib Chronicle by Suchita Malik. Beautiful, beautiful. Then the same author has written Scent of a Soil. A civil servant returned to his village. After getting retirement, civil servant returns to his village and how he feels when he goes back to the, you can say, soil, and from the power, prestige, money, power, everything leaving behind, how he feels at that moment. It's really a good book. Then Indian Mem Sahib, again by Suchita Malik. It is again a good book. I think it was the first one I read, and others one coming after this one. This is not a sequel kind of thing. Every book is separate one. Then Indians at Harrod's Gate, Navtesh Sarna. So it is mostly about the, you can say, about Palestine, and but the book is really nice, written by Navtesh Sarna, who was IFS officer and ambassador to US. Now he has retired. Then Paulo Coelho book is The Winner Stands Alone. I like this book. And 2-3 people have taken this book from me for reading, and everybody has given a positive remark about this book. So friends, these are the books which I have shared with you, and I will say again that it is not necessary that you should read the books. And if you couldn't read the book you have started, there is no need to feel guilt conscious. You shouldn't have any kind of guilt consciousness in you, because every soul has its own journey. If it is part of your journey in this birth on this earth, then certainly you will go for the reading of a book in this birth. If it is not for you, then you shouldn't push yourself towards that thing which is not meant for you. It means you're defying the nature law. It means you're defying the collective consciousness. It means you're defying the cosmic principles. Because when it is desired, in which lifetime it is desired for you, it will come to you. Because everything has a reason to happen. Nothing happens without a reason. So what kind of role you are supposed to play in this lifetime, and you're playing it as it is being meant for you by the divinity, then you will have little bit easy life, because then you're not taking the burden on your shoulders. You're saying that somebody is dictating me to do this like this, I'm doing like this. If you will start that I am doing this, then certainly you have to be responsible for the consequences, and you will be having boosting of your ego. And boosting of your ego means you're having a heavy baggage of ego, guilt, that you will take into your next birth. So it will become difficult the next birth also. Just try to lighten the burden as much as you can in this birth, so that your soul become little lighter when it goes from this earth. Because if you go from this birth with a heavy stuff, then certainly in the next life you will face more difficulty. So it is a chance for you. Divinity has given a chance to you. It is up to you the way, which way you prefer. You prefer the way of ego or you prefer the way of divine principle. It is up to you. Nobody is going to interfere. But certainly, if you will not take things on your own and say that it was supposed to happen like that, and collective consciousness and cosmos or divinity has let it happen like it, then it will be a bit easy for you to pass through that phase. Every phase passes. Time passes. The beauty of the time is that it passes. Time doesn't stop. You see, if time has chance to stop, life would have become more difficult for you. The beauty of the time that it doesn't stop. It is passing day by day, passing day by day. So that's the beauty of it. So with this much talk, I stop over here, and I wish that you will take it in right perspective. Thanks.